What's going on, guys? Manny from iTech224. WWDC 2012 just ended about 3 minutes ago, so I'm going to give you my recap video of the event. Alright, so when I woke up, the event was about to start, so I jumped out of bed and started doing all my stuff, and so I haven't even taken a shower, haven't got ready or anything like that, so excuse any of that stuff. And the event just ended, so I have some notes in front of me, so that's why I'm looking down. So there's a ton to talk about at this year's WWDC. The first thing they talked about is, of course, their update for the App Store. Now, the App Store has hit 650,000 apps. That is incredible. And there have been 30 billion downloads. That's just an insane amount and destroys the competition. And the best part is that there's been $5 billion paid to developers, and that's just great for everyone who's into developing. Now, moving on from the App Store, they began to talk about their new MacBooks. So we have MacBook Pros, basically the same design, 13-inch and 15-inch, and we do not have a 17-inch anymore. They got rid of the 17-inch, or they at least did not update it. We now have Ivy Bridge processors in there, and we have some really good stats. You'll see the stats on the screen right now. And we have USB 3.0, which is amazing. Thunderbolt is amazing as well, but there's just not the kind of support that we need for it right now. So the fact that they included USB 3.0 is really, really good. So we thought they were going to move on after they released those MacBook Pros, but no. They released a secret MacBook Pro that is a 15-inch model. It is super thin, it has flash memory, and it has HDMI, and it is just amazing. There's so many things about it, so I'll get into those details right now. So this new MacBook Pro is a 15-inch at 0.71 inches thin. That is incredibly thin. It also has NVIDIA's Kepler GT650M processor and up to a quad-core 2.7 gigahertz Ivy Bridge processor. Now, in this product, we do not have an Ethernet port or a FireWire 800 port, but there, of course, is going to be adapters for that. And to keep it this thin, there is no optical drive, but that's okay. It weighs 4.46 pounds, which is very light for something this size, and it can handle up to 16 gigabytes of memory. Now, I haven't even talked about the best part. The best part is that we have a Retina display on this new MacBook Pro. It is a 2880 by 1800 resolution, which is amazing. It's 3 million pixels more than 1080p, and it is 220 pixels per inch. That is just incredible, and it makes everything look amazing. All the stock apps in OS X have been upgraded for this new MacBook Pro to be looking amazing. And it is shipping today, which is amazing. The price is a little high, but for what you're getting, it is really, truly amazing. It starts at $21.99, which is really not a bad price considering some of the other models at the same price range. But it's very cool that it's shipping today, and I'm definitely going to go check one out. So moving on from that, we went ahead and talked about OS X Mountain Lion. Now, they said there are 66 million Mac users and 26 millions of Lion have been sold. Now, they went ahead and talked about all the things that we've already seen, like iCloud and notifications and all that stuff. So there's nothing really new in that part, but it's just built up a little bit more and is just more ready to be shipped. Then they went ahead and talked about some other features. We have Mac dictation. So now they brought Siri dictation over to the Mac. So now if you're gonna go ahead and update your Facebook, you can just go ahead and speak what you wanna say, and it's gonna write it out for you. This is really cool and really could help for essays and stuff like that. Something that I thought was really cool is that in Safari, now we have iCloud syncing of your tabs, history, and bookmarks. So if I'm using something on my iPhone and I wanna go over to my computer and look at the same website, it's automatically going to be there without me having to type in the web address, which is really something that is really cool and is really going to make everything a lot more efficient. Also, they introduced Power Nap, which is a feature where you can put your computer to sleep, but it's going to keep updating everything. So iCloud is going to update and your iTunes is going to update, all that stuff, even when it's asleep. And it's going to save you a lot of power and still keep you up to date. Now, the best part is that it's $20 and it ships next month in July. That is $10 cheaper than Lion, and it is really cool. So after we talked about Lion, they talked about iOS 6. So 365 million iOS devices have been sold. That is a huge number. That's 1 million devices for each day of the year. That is just crazy. And we also have 140 million iMessage users, which is a pretty big number. So they started off the iOS 6 presentation talking about Siri. There's a lot of updates coming to Siri and a lot more apps that you can use in Siri. So in Siri now you can ask for sports stats, so you can ask it what time a game is, you can ask stats about the players, and you can just ask a whole bunch of things about sports, and it'll give you the answer right through Siri. Also, you can search Rotten Tomatoes, you can search Yelp, and you can use OpenAI open table. And there's expanded local search. So there's really a lot of things that they have brought over to Siri to make it a lot more powerful. Now, another thing that I think is really cool is that Siri is going to be integrated into cars. Now, car makers aren't going to be building it into their actual car, but when you plug in your phone or you use Bluetooth, the hands-free is going to now be able to activate Siri, so you can ask it a question, or you can ask for directions, or you can ask for a text message to be sent or anything like that just by using the hands-free on your steering wheel. So it's really going to make it a lot easier to use Siri and use the hands-free control that Siri gives you. And one more thing about Siri is that is now coming to the new iPad. So why didn't they do this before? I don't know. But now we have Siri on the new iPad. So moving away from Siri, now we have some other features that iOS 6 brings. iOS 6 brings a lot more Facebook integration, so now you can do pretty much everything you could do with Twitter, but now you can do it with Facebook. So that's pretty cool. And something that's really cool is that now in the notification center, you have a click to tweet and a click to post to Facebook button in the notification center. So you just click that and automatically just update your Twitter. Now, a really big feature is that now FaceTime is not only available over Wi-Fi, but now over cellular. So this is a really big deal, something that we've been waiting for since the iPhone 4 has been announced, and it's really something that is long overdue, and we're really glad we have it. Also, a really cool feature is called Do Not Disturb. Now, Do Not Disturb is a feature that lets you turn off everything. You're still going to receive everything, like your notifications. You're still going to receive it all, but it's not going to light up your device, and it's not going to make a noise. So if you're going to sleep, you're going to take a nap, and you don't want anything to bother you, just turn on Do Not Disturb, and you can have your phone right next to you without it waking you up from someone calling you or getting a whole bunch of text messages or something like that. It's a really cool feature, and there's a lot of settings that you can set in it to make it personalized and really make it powerful. Another app that they announced is called Passbook, and this is really powerful, and it can control all your boarding passes, it can control your movie tickets, your baseball tickets, anything like that. And the one I personally use right now is Starbucks, because you can go ahead and just scan your phone at Starbucks and it'll pay for it right there. Now this is going to be included into this app, and it's just going to be using that kind of thing in a multitude of ways. So now when you have a boarding pass or something like that, you pull up the pass on your phone and you scan the QR code that is presented to you, and it works really well. So this is really cool to put all your things in one place so you know where everything is, and of course it gives you notifications. So if your plane is delayed or changed, it's going to give you a notification of that right there through Passbook. Now to the biggest thing that they talked about. We no longer have Google Maps in iOS 6. Apple is using their own map client, and it is really, really amazing. So one thing that we've really been wanting for since the very beginning of the iPhone is turn-by-turn navigation. Now we have official turn-by-turn navigation that works like any other app that you would download, but now it is official and it is native. We also have traffic updates and anything like that, so it's going to give you a lot of details about why there is traffic. So if there's traffic, it's going to tell you if it's because of construction or if it's because of an accident or something like that. So the traffic updates are going to be really powerful. And the biggest thing is that now we have these 3D views, so you're going to see a 3D view of what is happening around you or in the map that you're looking at. It's really quite amazing, and it just looks incredible. It's nothing I've ever seen before, and you can do a fly view and you can just see everything. It's really quite amazing. Now, Google did release this same kind of thing not too long ago, but of course Apple just released it, and Apple's probably going to get a lot more buzz just because it's Apple. Now, this new Maps is really quite incredible, and it looks to be really amazing, and it's really something that I think it's a good decision that they went away from Google if this is their replacement, because it's really quite amazing. So there was no word about when iOS 6 was going to get released, but the developer preview is available today, so go ahead and download that if you're a developer and try it out on your devices. It's going to be available on the iPad 2 and up, the iPod Touch 4th generation or up. I'm not sure about that. I'll put a picture on the screen of that. And the 3GS and up. So it's really good that we're having support for the 3GS, but I'm not entirely sure why we don't have support for the iPad 1. I don't know, but it's good that they're supporting a lot of devices on iOS 6. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for WWDC 2012. There wasn't any huge major announcements such as the new iPhone or the Apple TV, anything like that. They didn't really announce that, but there's some really solid updates to all their products, software-wise, like iOS 6 and Mac OS 10, and the new MacBook looks amazing. So I think it's a success for this year's WWDC 2012. Of course, they could always introduce a lot more things, but they didn't. So I think what they did announce was really good, and I'm really happy with everything they got. So stay tuned for more videos about the individual things, and hopefully maybe I'll go to the Apple Store and do an in-store review or something, take some video and give you my impressions of it. We'll see. But make sure you guys subscribe for more content like this and more coverage of all these events. Follow me on Twitter at itech224 for real-time updates on things I'm doing, and I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya!